It is Monday, March the 10th, 2025. I am James. You are you. We are here as we are now. One episode away from celebrating 5 years to the day of this show. If you didn't know, now you know. And this show could not be at its most unpopular. Over the past close to 5 years, we have seen spikes, we have seen dips, and we have seen further dips and dips and dips. This show was at its most popular, I would say, in between March 16th, 2020 to March 23rd, 2020. It was a time when everyone was isolated, alone, bored. And one person, I should be saving this intro for the 5-year anniversary show. I'm doing it now. One person reached their hand out virtually through Instagram Live to bring you entertainment, to bring you community, to bring you something worth staying awake for rather, at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's think about how the show has evolved over the years. It's been wacky, it's been weird, it's been wild, and now it's at its absolute lowest point. There's no guests. The show doesn't even... I still advertise the show on all of our networks at 9 o'clock. We can't even start the show at 9. We're barely able to start the show at 10. Now, I've taken the brunt of this for the past couple months. I've had enough. I've instructed Devin, our production assistant, in the chat to begin the hashtag Blame Dave campaign. He wrote, quote, "I miss when this show started at 9 p.m. Quote, who's with me? The real Andrew Mackay writes, 9 p.m. Those were the days." I didn't think when we were at 9 p.m. the audience could get any smaller than it did. And then we moved to 10 and it got smaller, which proves that there are people willing to watch this show. They're just not willing to watch it an hour later. That's why I am pleased to announce and reaffirm and reconfirm that when we turn 5 officially on Sunday night, this Sunday, 5 years to the day, Dave from the hashtag Blame Dave campaign has given me his word that we will go live at 9 p.m. Now, am I a little reticent of that? Oh, yeah, a little bit. I'm a little scared. I'm getting a little hot around the collar thinking about it. Am I optimistic? No. But there's only one way that I can turn that pessimism into optimism. That's by talking to the man himself. So let's welcome the co-host, the co-pilot, or as I affectionately refer to him as, my side piece, Dave Kaufman. Dave, I'd wager to say that was my best intro in 2 months.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
You were giggling up a storm like someone high.
Yeah, if only I was high, the show would be bearable.
That could be interesting. It's James and the High Guy. Are you allowed to smoke joints on Twitch?
I don't know. That might be against the TOS.
Can we just call them cigarettes? Special cigarettes?
I don't even know if you're allowed to smoke special cigarettes.
All right. Dave, let's cut the crap.
Okay.
Let's get to the brass tacks. Let's, as has become tradition on the show, let's put the cards on the table.
Okay.
Dave,
I'm all in.
You might want to refrain from going all in until you've been given your hand here.
Okay.
Last week you said you can't guarantee much, you can't promise much, but you can promise that on the 16th of March we will go live at 9.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
A little nervous. I got to clear it by the wife. I still haven't done that, I realized. But it'll be fine.
Yeah, I have a theory you wait till the last minute to clear it with your wife, not because you want to, But because you're looking for the right moment.
I'm always looking
Now,
for a
this is
window. Is
one of those
she
married guy things that I cannot relate to
is she
on any
upset
level.
right now? Is she relaxed? Is she gonna is she gonna get triggered by
Yeah.
me hanging out with my buddies? I don't know. You never know.
Well, you leave the house to do live comedy,
That's
and
true.
this is the way that I would frame it if I were unhappily married.
Yeah.
If I were unhappily married, I would say, look, what's the difference between me leaving 30 minutes early to make a call time at a local comedy center
Yeah.
or going downstairs to make my call time?
It's true. There is no difference. It's true, James. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna tell her that right now.
This is why I think I would have made a great defense attorney.
Yeah, that'd be good. Having a spousal lawyer to just like deal with all your arguments.
In some instances, I have been a spousal lawyer in between you and your wife.
Have you?
Oh, certainly. There's times when you've been in spats and I sort of mediate. Sometimes I take her side, sometimes I take your side.
Interesting. But you
But if
wouldn't take
anything,
her
I'm
side
your
if you were my
defense
lawyer.
attorney.
Yeah, that's malpractice. If anything, you got to be behind me 100%.
This is
That's what the
something that
law's there for.
I have a position and a role I've found myself in over the years with many couples where they're having maybe a bit of an argument. It happened a couple weeks ago. I'm not going to name any names.
Okay.
And I said, if I may, it sounds like this. And the person's significant other said, this is exactly what I'm talking about.
Really? But did the first person agree, or were you throwing them under the bus?
Did the person that I was advocating for or against agree?
For. Were you advocating for the person who said this is what I'm talking about, or against
Yes.
that person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I said, but it wasn't openly, I'm on your side. It was, if I may, what I'm hearing is this and what this person is looking for in this moment is this. And the
Well,
person said, yes.
it sounds like the other person needed a good, better lawyer too, because it sounds like it's a one-sided legal case right now.
Yeah, but I can veer back and forth. I'm one of these attorneys. I can go on the offense or the defense,
I
but
don't think I don't
ultimately,
think the law allows that.
good thing I'm not an actual lawyer.
Yeah, I know, but I want a
Look,
dedicated lawyer.
here's the deal.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. At the end of the day, the
Mhm.
person I'm most impressed by is myself.
Right, sure, but that would be the
By
case
being able by
regardless.
being able to be in the middle, almost like a King Midas,
Yeah.
and say this is the person who's speaking rationally right now, but it's also unfair because I'm not in the throes of passion with the person.
I'm gonna say this, James. I don't know if you know the tale of King Midas.
Isn't he the one that wanted to cut the baby in two? Wasn't
No,
that
that
him?
was King Solomon, James. King Midas is the man who had the Midas touch. Everything he touched turned to gold.
It sounds like it still makes sense.
But it was more of a curse than a blessing, James. That's the sort of the story, is that his touch was a curse. He couldn't be intimate with anybody.
You may be right. Well, it sounds like me. It
Yeah.
sure as hell. It sure as hell sounds like me.
Yeah, except
What's
for
that? It's a curse.
I guess you never
It's a
touched
curse.
this show, James.
What was that? A curse? It sure as hell sounds like me.
Is this real? Interesting.
I want to go to the chat, Dave. You're talking about the chat. Brodog1991 writes in reference to the start time 9 p.m. or 9 p.m., which I assume means this thing ain't starting at 9 because 9 is no.
Oh, I thought it was a reference to the Fuhrer.
Oh, your buddy.
Yeah, no, not my buddy.
Then, yeah. Then Boss Fracture writes, quote, I'm later than even Dave, but I'm here. Happy 5 years, little cutie and friends. Now, you can't have 5 years without this dedicated, I would say, servant of the public.
Who? Boss Fracture?
One of the all-timers.
Yeah, sure. Somebody in the
But
chat.
we haven't celebrated 5 years yet. Coming in denial, Crocodile. Is this real? I don't know what this question is in reference to.
Yeah,
but
expand on that in Denial Crocodile.
I like the cut of the jib. I'd also like to say that numbers are higher than they have been in quite some time right now.
Well, you know, James, you were being and moaning at the beginning of the show about our low viewership, and I like to think that we're turning things around after 5 years.
Yeah, we're turning things around.
Yeah, the ship is being steered
Yeah,
by Dave.
When this show is as low as it is, the upward trajectory is not that difficult to manifest.
Yeah.
Confusing King Midas for King Solomon is a work. I assure you, it is not a work. This is a shoot, brother. This has got to be someone who's
We got some,
hip to the scene.
yeah, we got some wrestle heads in the
Nerd
chat
alert.
right now. Yeah,
Nerd alert, I can't believe that John Cena turned heel on me.
yeah. I'm
It's
gonna
not
give
a
you
work.
the people's thumb down.
I don't know anything about these King Midases, and so it's these boring old tales.
Yeah, you know the story of Solomon, right?
No. Well, the one that I mistook, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You do. He cut the baby
Let
in
us
half.
chop the baby in two, and then both parties can have a bit of baby.
Yeah, that's right.
And then the person's like, I agree. And the other one says, no, I could never bear. You should take the kid. And then Midas is like, the person who could never see harm done to a child is the true owner of the child.
Yeah, you got to be a real dumbass
Musical
to agree.
guest REM.
Yeah.
And now your host, Dick
Hitler.
Cheney.
Yeah. Well, close.
Yeah, they were close. And in just like that, viewership has plummeted again.
Yeah.
Dave,
Good.
Dave,
Yeah.
Dave, let's get back to it. How
Sure.
confident are you that we start at 9 o'clock?
I'm very.
I'm
confident.
willing to push to 9:05.
I'm very confident, James. You know why?
Why? Why?
Because I'm going to treat this like a show that I go out of the house for.
You mean the advice I just gave you?
What are you talking about, James?
Yeah, fair enough. I don't remember either.
Yeah, I'm going to treat this like I'm getting out of the house to do a show. And not like I'm just doing some piece of C downstairs.
Okay,
At the
well,
end of my day.
I'm glad to know what this show registers on the scale for you. Usually is a piece of C.
Piece of cake, James.
Oh, great.
Because we've been doing it so long.
Well, I'm curious to know, of course, we're celebrating 5 years to the day on Friday. We're still doing a show the next night on the 17th.
Friday?
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Sunday.
What do you mean next Friday?
Well, here, it's always Friday on At Home.
Yeah, TGIF.
Yeah, except on Friday when we don't do the show.
Yeah.
This Sunday, we have another show the
This
next
Friday.
night.
Yeah.
We're going back to, yeah, this Friday on Sunday, March 16th,
Yeah.
we've got a show.
Yeah.
There's a show the next night. How
Yeah.
confident are you that you can go 2 for 2?
And started at 9?
Hell, let's start it at 8.
Oh, why not 8 a.m.?
Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
Is there something to starting this show at 8 o'clock at night?
With something to it.
Is
I
that
don't
more is that more feasible for you?
I don't want to compete against Seinfeld.
Yeah, rerun
Yeah.
on the Comedy
Seinfeld is at
Network.
9.
Yeah, someone's in there. Oh, that's when I watch my Seinfeld reruns on the Comedy Network, the Canadian Comedy Channel. 2 back-to-back episodes at 8 and 8:30.
Yeah.
Take the pen.
I think we do a daytime show. Like Howard Stern was in the mornings, drive radio.
You work in the mornings.
I work. What does that
Bah.
even mean?
All right. Anyways, we know we're gonna talk about the anniversary in a little bit. Dave, how was your weekend?
It was all right. It was a lot of kids.
Can you believe this is what this show has come to? A bulk of the show is, hey, how was your weekend?
Weekend recap. I went to see a concert with that was cool. It was a Wolf Parade, classic band.
You went with your wife.
With my wife and a friend of the show, Marlena Moore, ended up being in the opening act, which I didn't know was going to happen. That was quite a nice surprise because I hadn't seen her perform in a long time.
Okay, now I want to address something. I saw you yesterday.
Yeah.
I said, did you get a little drunk?
Oh, there's Marlena.
Look at that.
Right
Marlena
now.
Moore is in the chat right now, the resident rock star.
Yeah. So cool, Marlena.
You said you had a couple drinks, but then you told me that your wife had more drinks than you.
Well, I had 2.
You have a couple Dave drives on the way?
Like 3/4 glasses of beer at 2 different bars. We went bar hopping before.
What's that like going to a bar with your wife?
It's fine. I like hanging out with my wife.
How much time was spent with both of you looking at your phones, though?
I would say
You guys love your phones. So much so that when I'm with you and you guys pull your phones out, I put my phone away because I don't want to be part of it.
Really?
Yes. You wouldn't know because you're looking at your phone.
I'd say that we spent like 20% of the time on phones. Then I would say we spent another, I would say maybe 30% of the time eating and
Mm-hmm.
drinking. And then
Okay.
50% of the time we were talking about stuff.
Okay. So you had a good time. You went bar hopping with your wife.
Yeah.
Did she get tipsy or did you get tipsy?
Uh, no, I didn't get tipsy. Maybe she did. She probably felt the booze a little bit
Do you
more than
like
me.
that sort of thing?
When my wife gets tipsy,
Sure.
no. I mean, I
Because
don't.
some guys are like, "Oh, I love it when my wife gets a little tipsy," and some guys are like, "Oh, I gotta watch out when my wife gets a little tipsy."
I think I'm neutral. She's pretty well behaved even when tipsy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you were at the concert, did you do the classic couple who's been together for a long time standing position and stance where she was a little bit in front of you and you kind of had your hand on her hip?
Didn't do that.
Did you guys
Standing.
grind?
Yeah. We were too busy
Grinding to
grinding
indie
and
rock?
daggering. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then another friend of the show showed up, Danielle Davidson.
She's not a friend of the show.
Right, band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look,
And then at
every
one
get
point she stood between us. I thought that was a bit weird. But it was fine.
I'm I'm not even gonna touch it. And trust me, I want to. I'd love nothing more.
Oh boy.
Now, I want to get into something.
And then
Every
another point, this guy, he and Marlena witnessed this. This guy walks up next to us, and he starts talking to my wife, and he's like, "So you like Wolf Parade?" And my wife's like, "What?" And this guy looks like Anthony Kiedis. He has a side of his head shaved, and then he
Yeah.
has a Anthony Kiedis mustache.
Now, was
And
he with an 18-year-old?
no, he was with someone who was age appropriate for him.
Okay.
But and then I was like, he was like, "What about you? You like Wolf Parade?" I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I like him enough that I came to the concert."
And do you think this guy was asking everybody at the concert?
And
That's
then he
his
was
lead
like,
in.
"Oh, I'm really excited for this." I was like, "Cool." And then
Which is
he was like, "Am I bothering you?" And I was like, "I don't know, man. Like, just
you said I don't know.
yeah, like just we're just it's okay. Don't worry about
Was
it."
he bothering you?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say yeah?
I don't know. I didn't want to make him feel bad.
I think sometimes we have to. Many years ago, I was at a Christmas party. I was talking to someone, and this guy comes into the conversation. He knew both of us, but he didn't. He wasn't great at conversing. And he said, "Hey," I was like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" "Oh, nothing." I was like, "Oh, are you having a good time tonight?" "Yeah." And then I said,
I'm
"Hey,
already
man, I
uncomfortable just listening to
yeah."
this.
And I said, "Hey, man, I think this conversation might be over." And he said, "No, no, we can save it." And I said, "Should we?" And then I walked away.
Well, that's pretty good. This guy, I think, was uncomfortable enough at my sort of not really caring what he was saying
Yeah,
that he walked away.
you don't you present when you are uncomfortable, you present discomfort. You're giving uncomfortable.
Oh, sorry.
You're giving it.
I'm giving it?
Yeah. What a sickening phrase that's in the lexicon now.
What's that?
The phrase of "it's giving," meaning like, oh, you're putting this energy off or whatever. Like if you were to wear, let's say,
Oh, it's like,
a shirt covered in barbecue sauce, they'd be like, "You're giving divorced dad."
I haven't actually heard that before.
So you're telling me I'm the one educating you
Yeah, you're
on
educating me. I
what's
know.
hip?
Yeah. Well, you're a hip
All
guy,
right, well,
James.
I wouldn't say that I
Yeah,
am.
it's hip to be square.
All right. A reference from the mid 80s. Now, did you see this guy going around to other people, or did it end with you?
No,
Did he
after
watch
that,
the
he was
show with you?
mostly handsy with his partner.
What kind?
What kind of hands?
Yeah, I
Like
want to know.
hands around the
This
waist.
show, once it's past this time, we can. This is not a family show.
Hands around the waist, and then like some like kissing in the back of the neck.
Well, that often is a pleasure point for ladies.
Well, you're educating me on this too.
Yeah,
I've never heard
it,
that before.
it's giving sexualness.
Yeah.
It's really giving it right now.
Oh God.
Coming in from
So
the chat.
hot.
Yeah. Well, that's the way I talk away from the show. In Denial Crocodile writes, quote, Dave killing people's highs. Now, do you think you brought this guy down? It sounded
Yeah,
like
I
you took him to the
definitely
concert
did.
with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't even trying to, but I don't know. Like you're asking me if I like the band whose concert I'm at? Like,
Okay, so I have a similar-ish story. Many years ago, I went to see this Canadian band, the Sheepdogs at
I like the Sheepdogs.
yeah, so do I. I don't know any of their new stuff, and this concert was well over 10 years ago. What's the venue on Park? Fairmount Theater, or whatever it used to be called, Cabaret Mile End. And I was with a friend of mine, friend of the show, WWE superstar Sami Zayn. Oh, what's that? Dropped a name.
Wow.
Let me just pick that up. And we were at a concert, and there's this really tall guy, and I said to him, "Hey, that guy over there looks like Big John Studd, who's a former and now deceased pro wrestler from the '80s."
Well, our audience will get it because they're all
Yeah, of
wrestleheads.
course, yeah.
Yeah.
So he says, "Hey, yeah, I'm gonna go tell him."
Okay.
We walked up to this guy. He said, "Hey, has anyone ever told you you look like Big John Studd?" And this guy goes, "Oh man, I've heard them all. Big John Studd, Sasquatch."
Like the creature?
He went from a human being to a mythical forest freak. I've heard them all.
Yeah.
Coming in from the chat, second winner of the annual Royal Rumble event, Big John Studd. Yeah, we do have wrestling fans in the crowd right now.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm turning it into the crowd. They're out there in the crowd.
Who won the first one? Hulk Hogan?
No, it was Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan won the next two after Big John
Oh
Studd.
my god, kill me.
There's a new character I'm going to start playing, the Wrestling Gatekeeper.
Okay.
I get like a cloak and a hood, and I'm right behind me is a series of gates.
What does the gatekeeper think of this John Seal?
What did you just say? What did? Oh no, you did not say gatekeeper.
I said gate. No, I don't know what I said, but I didn't say John Seal.
All right, so I believe what I heard, and I'm going to spell it out for you. What I think you said, because I don't feel comfortable repeating it. I heard Gaypeeper. Gaypeeper. John Seal.
Detective John Seal.
Coming in from the chat, Boss Fracture. Yeah, that's what I heard too.
I don't even know what I was trying to say.
Dave, is there something you want to tell us?
Not me, but
Because I'm the wrestling
a certain
gatekeeper.
swollen member wants something to say.
I'm the wrestling gatekeeper. Are you
Yeah.
trying to tell us what you are?
The gatekeeper.
The real Andrew Mackay writes, quote, I'm all in for wrestling talk.
Yeah. What do you
Well,
think of the John Seal heel turn?
Well, I don't know about the John Seal one, but I was there for the John Cena one.
Detective John Seal.
And I won't allow anyone to talk about it because I'm the wrestling gatekeeper.
Yeah. Oh, you look like a Sith Lord.
Yeah. So Dave, let's continue. You went and saw a concert.
Yeah.
What was it like? Was it fun getting away from your kids?
It was great. It's also like this is a band that I listened to, 20 years ago. I listened to the album a lot, and then I haven't really listened to them since. So it really felt like time warp, and the audience was just like it was basically people who were frozen 20 years ago and emerged. It was all like 50-year-old plus like old indie rockers pulling out their all their gear.
Okay, so you were on the younger side.
I was on the younger side of this concert, which was wild. Yeah.
Was it now? Was it worth it? The show?
Yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun. Sometimes
Okay.
it's good. You got to have a knife on the town sometimes,
Well, look, we all know on this show, my New Year's resolution has been this year to have more fun.
Yeah.
I've yet to do it.
Well, you should have come.
Well, I don't know. I had never heard of this band
Okay.
before.
Okay, but
I never
Marlena.
heard of the band, so I'm still striving for some fun.
Okay, well maybe I'll get us tickets to a different concert, a different old band that no one young likes.
All right. Well, I certainly love bands that no one young likes.
Yeah. I'll keep my
Now,
eye out.
Marlena Moore in the chat writes, quote, James would have hated how crowded it was. Dave, you know me pretty well. What do you think?
I don't think it was crowded enough to. I was standing room only, and people were sort of like not pressed up against each other, but people were rubbing elbows, rubbing shoulders.
All right.
It was like,
Anyone grinding on each other?
oh, there must have been some grinding going on somewhere, but I could only see in my immediate vicinity. I didn't see any grinding there.
Got it. Okay, well, before we move on to some more lighthearted topics, Dave, I want to circle back to some things relating to our 5-year anniversary. I don't want to keep harping on the fact that this Sunday, Friday night, this Sunday,
Yeah.
is when we officially turn 5 to the day. Couple other quick little things.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, this Sunday is when guests are unbanned.
Okay. Interesting.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Now,
Are you ready for it?
in the chat, In Denial Crocodile writes, Wu-Tang is coming.
Would you see Wu Tang? I'd go see Wu Tang for sure.
I mistook that. I thought this person was implying that we're going to have the
On the
Wu-Tang Clan
anniversary
on the show.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
Can
were
you
there
imagine-
when it
my
all
big
started.
announcement is the Wu-Tang Clan is going to be on the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Would I go see Wu-Tang? I'm not a fan, but I think it would be pretty interesting to go.
It'd be a cool show. They do a lot of sort of.
If it was like at Fafun Electric, I would go.
Yeah. Well, you know, if that.
I don't want to get caught up here.
I'll pay for the ticket if they come to Fufun.
All right, great.
Yeah.
Well, I could probably get in for free.
Okay. Well, then never mind.
This Sunday, guests are unbanned. Dave, would you like to hear some of the guests?
I'm dying to know who these guests are, and I want to see who
And this is
breaks the
only
floodgates.
some. We have not got everyone confirmed.
Okay.
We've been impersonating him on this show for 2 months. We have effectively replaced him on the show. But the man himself is going to be here on Sunday. Dimitri Kirez is going to be on the
Ooh,
show.
that's a good guest.
James, I'm going to be on the show.
James, I can't wait for the show.
Once again, yours sounds like Dracula.
Well, James, I want to suck your penis.
Wow, great. All right. So glad we could get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Another guest confirmed to appear.
Mm-hmm. Who's that?
Raquel Belmonte is coming back.
That's a big one. That's a big guest. Yeah.
That is a big guest.
Can't wait.
And Raquel has an announcement of her own.
Really?
Yeah, I'm here to announce that Raquel is going to come back to the show and that Raquel has an announcement.
Okay. Hopefully it's positive.
You want to hear another guest?
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
For the first time in years. Years. Okay? We welcome back the person who without we would not be on Twitch because she put everything in place for us. Carla Ma is coming back.
Wow. Back from the dead. Carla Ma.
Yeah.
Good to see.
Well, I wouldn't use the word back from the dead.
On the show.
I don't even know if I would use that.
She was part of it. She was in the graveyard.
Yeah. You keep really. Why? How are people watching this show tonight? What has happened, folks? If you're just tuning in for the first time, this is the At Home with James show. We do this every Monday. We're about to hit 5. If you're watching for the first time in a long time, where have you been? There's been some really great stuff on the show.
Some great stuff, James. You know, it's probably the time zone thing.
People in the chat can't believe it. Carla's coming back.
Yeah. It's
then
only the
Dave-
real OGs that know her.
Dave, you're going to be there as well.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Dave Kaufman? That's a big guess.
Dave Kaufman.
Wow.
I will be there, and
Okay, you.
there's some people that I'm still working on. I'm still working on it.
Well.
Coming in from the
down.
chat, our friend Kathy Fagan claims that it's only bots watching tonight. Real Andrew Mackay writes, quote, I'll be watching Sunday from my Montreal hotel room. Let's coordinate. Let's get some coffee. Boss Fracture writes, Carla got me into Twitch too. So Carla spread the wealth for everybody as it pertains to this streaming service.
Should be an affiliate.
Dave, do you feel it? For the wrestling fans out there, I think I've got some goosebumps. That's the thing that The Rock does now. He comes out and he slaps his own arm because he's got He's got goosebumps.
Oh,
Bum 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 bum.
okay. Doesn't have like psoriasis or something?
No, he doesn't have psoriasis. That's you, who I believe was recently diagnosed with
Yeah,
psoriasis.
I did. I was diagnosed with psoriasis.
Well, Dave, you are hashtag psoriasis strong as I am hashtag ringworm strong.
Yeah, yeah, James. You can live a normal life with psoriasis
Dave,
and ringworm,
we could end the announcements here.
but we won't because there's more.
There's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday,
Yeah.
March 29th,
Okay.
8:30 p.m.
Okay. Keep
at
going.
home, live
Yeah.
and in person,
Okay.
once again
Yeah.
at Theater VME, 5337 Boulevard Saint Laurent. F it, we'll do it live.
What do you mean, James?
We will be putting on another live comedy spectacular. Something that internally, as of today, I have titled The Night of a Thousand Sickos.
I didn't even think we were allowed to do that anymore.
Dave,
Yeah. You
I
got
feel the goosebumps.
psoriasis.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
Dave, you're speechless.
I am. Well, look. Uh, all the shows, all the live shows have been fantastic, and they've only been getting better and better. So I'm a little bit nervous about what's going to happen, how good this show's going to be.
Yeah, we've got some work to do.
Yeah, sure.
So if you're out there, if you're in Montreal, stay posted for information on our crappy social media platforms. Dave, we've been getting a lot of questions as it pertains to this celebration that we're about to hit as of Sunday.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be pretty fun to field some of the questions, but I've carefully selected ones that are specifically for you.
Really?
I thought you're a very important part of this show. You're just as important as me. So I
Aw,
thought,
James, that's so sweet.
let's put a spotlight on Dave tonight because people have been dying to ask you some questions, and I've sifted through the questions.
Okay.
So, Dave, I'm essentially passing the show over to you. We've got the questions; they've been sent in via email. This was a lot of work today going through our inbox in our email account because I don't do it often. So I was able to find some stuff that I think you'll be able to lend a hand with as it pertains to your answers.
James, I got to say that I'm sort of honored.
Don't be. Come on.
It's rare that I get a segment sort of to myself and I get to be the
Sure.
sort of center of attention, and I really appreciate you putting me in the limelight like this.
Please, I am honored.
Oh, I
So,
appreciate
Dave,
it.
whenever you're ready, let's bring that first question up.
All right, here we go. Hi, Dave. That's me. Great. Curious to know what it's like collaborating so closely with James. What are some of his greatest qualities? Okay.
Great question.
So I get to answer the question, but it's sort of more about you. But that's okay.
But it's for you. This is to Dave.
Right, to Dave. It's an interesting challenge and exciting challenge to collaborate with James. He's a very opinionated guy, and he likes what he likes, and that's what he likes. And so you kind of have to work around that. You have to work in the confines of that. But he's pretty funny, so generally it's not bad. What are some of his greatest qualities? It's a great question. I don't know, maybe his looks.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Coming in from the chat, Kathy Fagan writes, quote, LOL, this sounds like describing a 70-year-old man. Interesting.
Interesting.
All right, Dave, I have to say I was really appreciative of your honesty.
Yeah, no problem. But and I'm just appreciating that I'm having my own sort of moment in the spotlight.
Sure. Well, we got more questions, so
All
why
right.
don't we pull the next one up?
Here we go. Hey, Dave. That's me. What are some of your best memories of working with James? Does anything incredible stand out? Okay. So another question for me, but about you. Some of my best memories of working with you. We did that improv show, Dave and James Build Chemistry. That was really fun.
Yep.
Sort of a good collaboration because we were on a house team at an improv theater to start, and we didn't really know each other. We didn't really hit
Yeah,
it
almost
off.
almost no crossover or dialogue.
Yeah, no chemistry at all. And then we sort of, built this bridge towards one another. And, it was fun getting to know you and, finding where our senses of humor overlapped.
True, that's true.
So that was really fun. And then, does anything incredible stand out about James?
Yeah, does anything incredible stand out?
Incredible. Um, yeah, sort of, you're incredibly, uh, picky about what you like and what you don't like. And, you're really, you really are particular about those kinds of things. So, it's pretty
Sure.
incredible.
Well, I have to say I appreciate your honesty.
Well, I appreciate having this little segment.
All right, let's go to the next question.
All right.
Pretty good question so far, I have to say.
Yeah, pretty good questions. Okay, this one starts out differently. This one starts out, yo, Dave. Can you name a few of the positive effects or improvements you have made since working with James? Right. Okay.
Awesome question.
I don't know about awesome question. It's sort of in the same vibe as all the other questions.
Well, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, it's sort of just kind of asking how great you are in some different way.
I mean, this is what got emailed to us.
It's true. It's true. I just sort of wish maybe a different area of myself was explored rather than
Sure.
how it is I relate to you. It sort of
Okay.
feels like
Well, coming in from the chat, Boss Fracture writes, quote, "It's an important question that deserves an answer."
and
I
Boss
couldn't agree
Fracture.
more.
I agree, and I feel like I've answered it twice already, but I can answer this one.
No, they're different
I
questions.
guess they're different.
Well, they are.
Can you name a few positive effects or improvements you've made since working with James? Okay.
Hmm.
I guess I don't rely on sort of exterior validation in order to derive a sense of self-worth anymore. Kind of have to look inside myself to derive those kinds of feelings.
Interesting.
Positive effects. Uh, you know, uh, I've gone maybe through some rockier periods with my wife due to me having time commitments associated with the show, and
Wait, that's a
together.
positive
But
positive effect?
together we've worked on getting through any kind of tension. I
Hmm.
normally won't have tension, but sometimes tension occurs because of what takes place. And only through that sort of difficulty, through that sort of pressure, does the diamond that is our relationship form out of it.
Interesting.
Improvements you have made. Uh, I learned how to use OBS.
Right, which is the broadcaster that makes this show possible.
Yeah, it's a piece of technology that allows you to live stream on the internet. So I guess
Well,
that.
I think we got time for one more.
All right, sure. And hopefully this one, explores a different aspect of myself.
Sure. Well, we'll see.
All right, here we go. Okay. Hello, David. Also different intro. With the 5 year, and they're all coming from the same laptop. With the 5 year anniversary of your little show approaching, I'm wondering if you would like to have me, dot dot dot, as a guest, dot dot dot, in your bed. So this one is different. Erotically yours, Sylvia.
Now we know Sylvia.
Okay, Sylvia, I guess friends of the show.
Oh, for sure.
And she's sort of an older. She's in her golden years. She lives in my neighborhood, and she's sort of
Gracefully aged.
gracefully aged. Yeah, I don't want to say anything negative. There's nothing wrong with being older. We're all getting older every day of our lives.
Yeah.
And she's sort of challenged me numerous times to engage with her in some sort of sexual for lack of a better word, affair.
Yeah.
And I've turned her down because I'm a happily married man.
Well, the last time she sent in a letter, she claimed that she was terminal.
Right. So it's
And
sort of
her
a
dying wish was to have a night with you.
sure. It's sort of a shock to me that I'm
So
hearing.
has that happened or no?
I mean, I'm not sure. This could have been written in the past.
Oh no, I'm asking, have you satisfied her wish?
Oh no, I have not. I have not engaged with her in any kind of tryst or
Okay.
romantic liaison. No, and nor will I, because as I said before, I'm happily married, and it would take a lot to break up my rock solid relationship that I have with my wife, which I earlier described as being like a diamond.
Right, okay.
So no, and I thought that Sylvia was dead, frankly, and
Oh, well, apparently not. She's still with us,
Well,
which I'm very happy about.
she might have set up like a series of time messages to the show that were sent posthumously. That's a possibility.
Well, I hope that for our sake, especially yours, Sylvia is still with us because I love a good love story.
I mean, I'm
A
going to be
real nigger
honest.
won't-
It would be easier if she did pass away for me. It would be a bit easier.
Oh God, Dave, come on.
I'm just being honest.
She's a fan.
I know she's a fan. It does bump our numbers, but I'm being
Look,
put
I
upon.
want it to happen.
I don't. You want it to happen?
Dave, you never know in this life what you're missing out on by passing something up.
James, you're supposed to be my lawyer.
I am.
You're
And I'm sentencing you to a good time. I'm the judge now.
I don't know. This feels like okay. You're the judge.
The jury has spoken.
You're the jury too.
Court adjourned.
Wow. I need to rewatch Glengarry Glen Ross. I don't
Dave,
understand the
we're
law at all.
About 46 minutes into the show here.
Yeah.
There's something over the past couple weeks that you've been dying to do.
Well, I don't know if I've been dying to do it.
Take it away. You won't stop talking about it. Take it away.
I barely talk about it at all.
Take it away.
Well, okay, James. Well, now I don't really want to talk about it.
Everyone thinks it's so easy to host these shows and tee up the segments.
Well, it is easy. It's easy.
Dave, yeah, take it away.
Well, I don't like being thrown to like this, James.
Well, you'd think you would have learned a thing or two in the past almost 5 years, especially working with me.
You would think.
Coming into the chat, In Denial Crocodile writes, quote, Dave can't handle Sylvia. Are you a little nervous? Is that why? You think you can't give an experienced lady a good time?
James, it's not about that.
All right. Dave, let's go to this thing you've been wanting to talk about.
I don't want to talk about it.
You've been wanting to
Well, my kids are young, and my daughter likes watching YouTube videos. And there's a certain YouTube that she's taken a liking to, and it's this musician, Johnny Orlando.
Okay. Now, I got his name wrong. Before we came on air, I said, you have the Johnny October stuff lined up.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not Johnny October.
That'll be a new character for the show.
It's Johnny Orlando. And let me just, he's a guy who sings some songs. So I'm gonna play a little bit of the song.
So he's a child entertainer.
Well, that's the thing. When he came out with this song, he was a child entertainer. And so the song is it's a cover of that song "Cheerleader" by OMI. You know that song?
No, I don't. But I'm glad that it's a cover, so we should be okay for copyright.
Yeah. So here we go.
It's Johnny O.
Should we be showing this?
Why not?
Why not?
My one solution is my queen, cause she stays strong. Yeah, she is always in my corner, right there when I want her. All these other girls are tempting, but I'm empty when you're gone, and they say,
You don't see something wrong with us showing this?
think I'm pretty.
What do you mean wrong? This is the guy my daughter likes. She says, "Dad, put on Johnny Orlando."
Coming in from the chat, Brodog1991 writes, I'm uncomfortable. Yeah, me too.
What makes you uncomfortable, James?
Get this off the screen. I've had enough of this. So the song sucks. This kid is a loser.
Yeah.
He belongs in what we announced last week, the At Home with James human toilet.
So, my daughter really likes Johnny Orlando. But then
Does she sing that song?
Oh, yeah, she sings the song. She doesn't put on the little accent that he does, thank God.
Yeah. Oh, she doesn't auto-tune her voice?
Yeah, she doesn't auto-tune her voice.
All right, so you're watching this, or Dave? Now you're seeing these little cheerleaders. You don't feel the way that I and BroDog91 do.
Well, I don't really watch it. I watch it through her eyes as a child, James. Anyway, so this video came out 9 years ago, and now I'm looking at what Johnny Orlando's coming out with now.
Yeah, can we even play this on the air?
I'm not gonna play. I'm gonna put it on mute, but I'll just show.
All right, so now we're gonna watch a muted music video.
So this came out 7 days ago. And
Okay.
He's releasing music videos where he's topless.
All right.
And he's riding the subway and he's singing to a bunch of adoring ladies topless, and he's like a grown man.
Okay. So he's on the metro. He's hanging out in the snow.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit.
This is clearly Toronto.
He's in Toronto.
Yeah. So this is CanCon.
Yeah, he's so.
Yeah. He's riding the TTC.
Yeah.
I think he's on a streetcar.
Yeah.
What's the next part of this video? Does he walk into Speaker's Corner?
Yeah.
Does he go into the Shoppers Drug Mart?
What's the name of that old flea market that used to be in Toronto? That reference. You know, that reference. Honest
He's going to stop off at Dundas Square to see Steve Spiros.
Yeah. So, point is, my daughter likes this guy now.
Is she only into the classics?
She's into him as a kid, but he's an adult, so I don't want her finding out that this guy grew up. Why?
You don't want her watching a shirtless young man?
Yeah, I don't want her watching a shirtless young man. That's right.
Now, coming in the chat, High Score Run writes, James, this is the look you should copy. What do you think if I emulated Johnny Orlando?
If you should come over and pretend to be, like, you know how people are, they pretend to be Santa Claus?
Yeah, I'm aware of how people pretend to be Santa Claus.
You should come over and be Johnny Orlando. And give
or
her
I
gifts.
take the look and I become Johnny October.
Yeah, James Orlando.
Now, Boss Fracture writes, quote, did Dave just find out people grow up in a linear fashion?
I mean, to be honest, I find it weird that, like, you can get into somebody at a certain age, but they're not that age at all now. They're preserved in a time bubble. It's a bit strange, no?
We all got into things after it had gotten older.
Yeah.
So over the past 2 weeks, this is your big idea for the show. You're going to put on a bunch of little girls in cheerleader costumes and then watch this guy riding the metro in Toronto.
Yeah. This is my new segment, James.
Well, yeah, what's the segment called? Bad segment?
No. Come on. This segment's called Dave Show James.
Couldn't even play the audio on the second clip.
It's called Dave Shows James Little Kid Stuff.
The only review on this was, I'm uncomfortable. That's the review on your segment.
Somebody feeling something. That's good. That's art.
We should have every week, it's Dave's Corner of Discomfort.
Yeah, Dave's...
where you find the most uncomfortable content on the internet.
All right, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I just came up with the segment.
I'm going to show you Ryan's World next week, James.
Give it a week, and I will be the one putting the content together, and they'll be like, now, Dave, where'd you find this?
Dave Shows James Little Kid Stuff is not any better. Oh, it's a great segment. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I love the Dave Shows Little Kid Stuff name. Now, I thought I was going to piggyback on this because I wasn't convinced you'd have the segment ready in time. You only put the clips together at about 10:03 when we were waiting to go on air.
Yeah, I think it went pretty well.
Andrew Mackay writes, quote, Dave's Corner of Little Kids Stuff.
Yeah.
We're getting dangerously close to Dave's Corner of Little Kids.
No, there's nothing wrong. I've got little kids, James. I got little kids in my corner.
Oh, that's your defense?
There's nothing wrong with
I've got little kids.
Yeah. Everyone's so weird about kids.
Boss Fracture writes, Johnny October is the opposite, has Sylvia and her friends in cheerleader outfits. Oh, yeah, Johnny October's into really old ladies.
Yeah.
Then people are going to be like, of course James is into old ladies.
Yeah, you like old ladies, eh?
Okay. So I was skeptical that you were not going to get the content ready, so I had backup clips ready.
Okay.
But it wasn't so much content for little kids. It's content targeted at little kids to create maybe like a safer world. So it's a series of kind of PSAs and things like that.
Okay.
Now we've done PSAs before.
What
So
do you
right
call
now,
what do you call the segment, James?
what do I call
Might
the
be like a
segment?
fun little name you could put on it.
Little kids learning
Little
on
kids
At
learning.
Home.
Okay, so it's another
Little
little kid
kids.
segment.
Yeah, this is another little kid segment. This is actually a kids show now.
Yeah.
Okay, Dave, let's go to the first clip.
Okay.
Now, I'm particularly excited about this one, and what's interesting is it's not only kids but also adults that can learn from this.
Oh wow, so it's educational for everybody.
It is, yeah, it's
Like
edutainment.
the Magic School Bus.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
One of the most popular and convenient foods in the world is the American hot dog. Lately, consumers have heard some strange things about how hot dogs are made and what goes into them. If you're concerned, take a look at the labels on well-made wieners. You'll find that a good hot dog is a particularly wholesome food. Pork, beef, seasoning, a little water, and cure. Now look at the new label on this package of wieners. Only 140 calories in each wiener, yet it has 5 grams of protein. That's as much as an egg. The nutritional value, 10% of an adult's protein needs. Then look for the freshness date. And of course the federal inspection stamp, the name and address of the manufacturer in case you want more information or recipes. Manufacturers believe that consumers have a right to know the truth about their hot dogs. And the truth is that wieners are convenient and nutritious, as well as good tasting.
Oh.
Well, there you have it, Dave. Wieners are convenient.
Yeah. Well, they really
Kids love hot dogs.
They do. I feel like
They
they
love
really
hot dogs covered in ketchup.
Yeah. The little kid in this commercial kind of looks like a young Jason Grimmer.
Oh, interesting. Well, he did appear in a KFC ad as a child.
Yeah. That's why it made me think that it looked like him. A little blonde Jason Grimmer. But,
Now, is it possible hot dogs used to be healthier?
No, I don't think so. I think that we were less diligent with understanding.
Was that propaganda? Was that hot dog propaganda, you think?
I think it was a little bit like, they kind of like said that smoking was healthy for a while. I feel like that was a bit of propaganda. Sure. I do think I was actually surprised that they had nutritional information on food in the 70s at all.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that started so early.
All right, well let's go to the next clip as part of our little kids learning on At Home with James.
Is this one going to involve wieners as well?
Well, wouldn't you like to find out? And you will.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's begin.
This is crack, rock cocaine. It isn't glamorous or cool or kid stuff. It's the most addictive kind of cocaine, and it can kill you. What's really bad is nobody knows how much it takes. So every time you use it, you risk dying. It isn't worth it. Look, everybody wants to be cool, but doing it with crack isn't just wrong. It could be dead wrong.
Pretty sobering, right, Dave?
Definitely sobering.
How likely are you to show that to your daughter tomorrow?
Not that likely.
Oh, yeah. Everything can't be all shiny and it can't be, don't you put it in your mouth. You got to start them off in a way that scares them, which is, this is crack.
Well, I just feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like, Pee Wee Herman's sort of the wrong person to deliver this message to the demographic.
Why? Because he's dead?
Well, I mean, partially. I mean, it doesn't help that he's dead, James. Doesn't help.
Yeah, in your world, everyone should just enjoy the thing in real time.
Well, if the ad is, don't do this, you might die, and then it's coming to you from a dead guy.
He didn't die from it.
No, but he died. So he didn't avoid everything.
So you can't take advice unless they're alive?
If somebody's giving me advice on how not to die, then I want them to be alive.
Not to die from using crack.
Yeah, but I mean, he could have, I want How to Live Forever.
Wow. Okay. Well, get back to me when you find that PSA. Let's go to
Also,
the next
I wouldn't
one.
take advice on how to not jerk off in a theater from him either.
So you take advice from someone else.
How not to? Sure.
Yeah.
Not
Well, he
you.
didn't. He didn't do that PSA.
That's true, but that's why I still. But if he did, I wouldn't listen to him.
Well, let's go to the next one then.
All right.
Clearly, you're not sold on the first two.
I'm not sold on not doing.
You
that.
love hot dogs and crack.
Well, if anything, I don't like hot dogs and I love crack.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we got to clarify. Let's go to the next one.
Here we go.
Ollie, Ollie, action free! Where is he?
Hey, where's John?
What's all the excitement?
Wakanda.
We can't find John. He was heading that way.
Oh no. Check that old refrigerator.
Thanks, Ricondo.
Remember, never get in anything that could close up and trap you.
Like an old trunk or an abandoned refrigerator. Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
All right, Dave. When you were a kid, you ever hide in refrigerators that are abandoned in junkyards?
That's an interesting question, James. No, I haven't done that. I did once get my head stuck in a fishbowl, though.
Wow. Okay. Too bad Rakondo wasn't there.
I mean-
hey, what's going on here? Imagine you're hanging out with your friends and this guy who looks like he's from the Australian outback with a musketeer mustache shows up. What's going on here?
Yeah. Why is Rakondo into little kid stuff?
Hey, is there anyone here who's trapped in a fridge? No, but our friend Dave has a fishbowl on his head. I'm out of here. He only helps kids trapped in old, stinky fridges.
Yeah, like Indiana Jones in the Crystal Skull movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help, help! Our friend just got abducted. By a fridge? No, by an onlooker. I'm out of here. Rakondo, only his superpower is helping kids in fridges.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's pretty limited in a lot of ways. But, I mean, it must come in handy once in a while. You ever get caught in a fridge, James?
No, never.
Really? That's interesting.
No. Why?
You seem like the type of guy who would get caught in a fridge.
Oh, that I hang around it beside disgusting, discarded fridges?
Yeah, what about like a sort of a freezer, like a freezer an
no.
open up freezer?
No.
No? My grandma
Look,
used to have one of those.
I can tell you're not sold. This next one has got Dave written all over it, and
All right.
I want you to show your kids this.
Well, coming in from the chat, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
To get Dave's head inside, it must have been an aquarium instead of a fishbowl. I do have a big head.
Wow.
Because of all
Dave,
my brains.
You've got another target.
What?
It's almost like the rebirth of Four Loco Toad.
Oh no,
Where's that guy?
this is playful ribbing, James. This I can get behind.
I like Four Loco Toad. Maybe we should get him for the 5-year anniversary.
No way, James. That guy is banned from the anniversary. Don't you dare show up for Loco Toad, because I will kick you out.
This next clip, I think you can relate to a lot. I think you should show your kids, specifically your son, when he's of age. This one's on the longer side, so guys, let's lock in.
It's not that long.
Oh, excuse me, Ricky. Ricky, I did see what you were doing. It felt good, didn't it? It's all right. We all have feelings like this sometimes. I'm just glad you're doing this in the privacy of your own room. When you're a little bit older, we'll have to talk more about these feelings and what causes them and how we can control these feelings. I'm sorry I intruded on your privacy. I'll be sure to knock next time, okay? I'm sorry I intruded on your privacy. It felt good, didn't it? I'll be sure to knock next time. I'll be sure to knock next time. It felt good, didn't it? I'll be sure to knock.
Wow.
What do you think, Dave?
Did he start when his mother walked in?
No, it was before.
Before? Okay.
Now, in the chat, Boss Fracture writes, Jesus. Brodog91 writes, why is he looking at her dreamily? And then, Dave, I'll let you take the last one.
It says post-nut haze. I don't know what that means, James. You're into what the little kids are into. What do you think?
Now, it's never implied that this woman is Ricky's mother.
Oh, it's in the subtext. You think it's a stranger that's just giving him a moral lesson?
Babysitter, maybe?
No, I don't think it's his babysitter. No
Why
one,
did
no
she
one that
say-
age is babysitting.
Why did she say, probably feels good, didn't it?
Well,
Also, his sign on the wall said, make love, not war. Or was it make peace, not war?
I
Maybe
couldn't read it. The resolution was god awful.
Oh, I actually thought it was too sharp.
Oh yeah,
That was 1080.
Oh, that's why you took your glasses off.
Yeah.
Why did she say that? I guess she wants to get on the same page with why Ricky was doing that.
Coming in from the chat, Boss Fracture writes, nah, a stranger would be if he sat on his hands till it was numb for... Welcome back, Boss Fracture. You've won the comment of the night, which gets my kiss of the night. The real Andrew Mackay writes, quote, she's the aunt who married in and he was caught cranking it
to her. So it's a little bit of what's popular online. It's the incest
there
porn.
looking up to the sky.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you used to have to do back in the day. No one had the internet. You had to just imagine.
Yeah, you had to imagine the aunt who married into your family.
Yeah, exactly. Rather than watching it on a private tab on your mobile device.
Wow. All right, Dave. Well,
Not
so
me.
glad to know you've
Not me.
Yeah, okay. What do you think about that clip, Dave? Pretty informative, huh?
Looked like a young Jason Grimmer.
Coming in from the chat, the real Andrew Mackay writes, I'm pretty sure they showed that video to us in high school, moral education.
Well, MRE was moral and religious education.
Oh, I just went with moral education.
Yeah, it's the nuns who like to talk about this type of thing.
So you're saying you think that Ricky that's a scene with Ricky and his mother?
I think so, yeah. I think so. And I think that's sort of something that, I feel like it's inevitable as a parent that you have to give, an uncomfortable sort of lesson, but you got to make it, I don't know.
Are you priming yourself? Does that video help you? Does the video help you?
Sorry?
Does the video help you in case of that situation?
Not really.
Well, let's give your son a different name. Let's call him Freddie.
Let's call him Ricky.
Yeah, let's call him Ricky. You open the door. Whoa, Ricky. Probably felt pretty good, huh?
I wouldn't say that. I don't think I'd say that.
What would you say? You probably felt awesome.
No, I wouldn't say that. I would not say that.
Okay.
I would not say that. I would say, hey, bye. Let's never speak of this again, son.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's gonna bring an end to the segment you wanted to do, Dave.
Yeah, little kid stuff.
Your portion of it lasted maybe 90 seconds.
Well, I cut it short for time.
it was because of time. We were under
we're over,
very
James. We're over.
Yeah, we are over. So, Dave, look, this Sunday we're having a birthday.
This is the last episode of our 4 years.
Yeah, we're remaining time as toddlers.
Yeah. We're growing up, James. We're going to become full-on kids.
Yeah.
Enjoying full-on little kid stuff.
Yeah, we're all going to embrace our own little Ricky.
Yeah.
Or as the chat writes right now, old sticky Ricky.
Oh, my God.
Oh, come on, Dave. Grow up. It's 11:08 p.m.
You're right. Do you know where your children are?
So, Dave, with time remaining, you going to go open up a private tab on your mobile device?
No, I don't do that, James. I was talking about you.
All right, so, Dave, final thoughts before Sunday. This is a big one.
Well, can't wait. Excited for all the guests, and hopefully...
It's going to be weird to have guests again.
It might be a little bit weird, yeah. We're going to have to figure out a new rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to find the rhythm of the night, my friend.
Hopefully you can handle it. Yeah.
Well, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. The new faces, the old faces, the returning faces, the fresh faces. We will be back in less than a week. Back-to-back episodes this coming Sunday night at 9 p.m. We got to add some stakes to this, Dave. if the show isn't live at 9, you have to sleep with Sylvia.
No.
It's official. If the show is not live at 9, Dave sleeps with old Sylvia in NDG, and then we will be back.
Stop trying to be my pimp, James.
I'm your defense pimp.
You're my defense pimp. And the jury.
Yeah, I'm pimping Dave out.
And the executioner.
There's one gateway out.
Yeah.
We just go live at 9.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm taking this suggestion as High Score Run Writes. Dave, you got to make love to Sylvia live on the air.
Oh, God.
And we'll be back
that'll be a
week from
short show.
We're doing Sunday. We're doing Monday. The anniversary begins on Sunday, extending into the end of the month, concluding with a live and in-person event on the 29th of March. Info on that and everything and so much more. Stay tuned, stay posted, stay alert, and stay safe. Until then, I'm James. That's Dave. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and of course, be well.